So I think one of the key studies that is being presented at ASH this year is the primary analysis on the ZUMA-5 study evaluating axi-cel in patients with relapsed or refractory indolent non-Hodgkin lymphoma. And I've been involved in this study, and this study is a phase 2 multi-center registration trial where 146 patients with follicular lymphoma or marginal zone lymphoma have been treated after 2 or more lines of therapy with axi-cel with a single infusion of axi-cel. We are finding very high overall response rate as well as a complete response rate of 76%. At a median follow-up of 17 and a half months, we find that 64% of the patients with follicular lymphoma have ongoing remission. We also find that the toxicity profile seems to be better in terms of these patients experience lower grades of CRS as well as neurological toxicity compared to axi-cel usage in patients with large B-cell lymphoma. So I think this looks like axi-cel is one of the most promising therapies for indolent non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and we hope to have a FDA approval probably sometime early next year. So besides that, the ZUMA-5 study, I think there's long-term follow-up data being presented on the ZUMA-1 as well as the ZUMA-2 study looking at Brexucel in mantle cell lymphoma. In addition, there's also updates on the Transcend MCL mantle cell lymphoma study evaluating Lysocell, and the Transcend CLL study also evaluating Lysocell in CLL patients. There are also a number of early stage trials that are being presented evaluating other targets such as CD20 and CD22, either as monotherapy or as dual CAR T-cell therapy, such as 1920 dual therapy or 1922 CAR T-cell therapy, which would be interesting to look at to see whether that would improve the efficacy of CAR T-cell therapy compared to CD19 targeting alone.